I'm not going to be told by the storyteller or the filmmaker why this person got to this particular place. I don't think that's important. I think what's important is seeing this person as a human being right there in the moment.
Hello, this is the beautiful Annie.
Hi, I'm Annie.
I'm Ivan.
It was really weird.
Like, I love him.
No way.
Yes way.
Bruh.
And I'm seeing him again tonight.
Hey, Sean, how are you?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. This is a true honor. It's funny because recently I watched Red Rocket, and I was thinking this is the only movie that you actually give a character a history, a background, and I mean that I could remember. This is intentional when you create characters.
Yeah, I do. The reason that character of Mikey Saber perhaps has more of a history on screen is because he's always talking about it. You know, he's talking about himself all the time, and you don't know how much of it is really true or not. But that, yes, it is true that most of my approach to my films are pretty much like that social realist vibe that in which you are in a particular period of time in these characters' lives, and it's not as if it spans their entire lives. It's not their history. It's in an extraordinary moment, and so just if the audience is dropped into that moment, they won't know backstory. They won't, unless it's spoken about. They won't hear inner thoughts. You know what I mean? There's no narration. And so that I think that for me, I appreciate that as an audience member when I'm not, I feel like I have to do some of the writing myself, but then also I'm not going to be told by the storyteller or the filmmaker why this person got to this particular place. I don't think that's important. I think what's important is seeing this person as a human being right there in the moment.
Because with Mickey, in Anora, we see that, I see the same thing. And I wonder, you usually draw your characters from minorities, from people that they want to chase an American dream, but they come from different backgrounds.
Yep.
And of course, Mickey, it's one of them. And when you sit down and you write down your characters, why do you put those characters chasing a dream? Even it's so difficult sometimes, but they're happy where they're living. They're happy whatever they're doing. They just want something else, but they are super happy what they're doing. And also, please, about the casting process. How do you imagine these characters, and then how do you search for these actors? That sometimes they're no actors.
Oh, okay. Well, to answer your first part, I don't know if I would say they're incredibly happy in their situation. I think they're like all of us, just dealing with it. We're getting by. We're in the case of my characters, they are often struggling. And the way I approach the portrayal of them is I know that even when every person who goes through hardship, it's not as if you're crying all the time. I mean, you're coping, and sometimes you use humor to cope. And I think that and people still smile, even in the worst situations. There's still sometimes a smile, and that's a defense mechanism. That's how people cope and get through their lives. So I think it's important for me to show that. I think often when these types of stories are told by, say, for example, Hollywood, it's very black and white. Everybody is either happy or sad, or you have, a comedy or a drama. There's never any real mixing, and life is a mix, right? So that answers the first question. The second question is about the casting. I cast my own films, so I take it very seriously. I never want there to be a weak link, ever. And so sometimes casting starts very early. And so with Anora, I had Karan Karagulian, who plays Toros. I knew he was going to be in the movie. Yura Borisov, when I knew that there was going to be this heavy character of Igor, and I'd already started thinking about the story. So the minute that I saw him on the big screen in compartment number 6, that Finnish film, I knew it was him. So he was precast, and then Mikey was precast because I saw her in Once Upon a Time and in Scream, and I knew it just watching those two films together. So that happened that way, and then everybody came on in a different way. You know, Yura brought Mark on, and Karin brought Vache on, and then I met Lindsay at a party who plays Diamond. You know, and then I street cast certain people, and so it's just everyone comes to the table in a different way. And I'm just so grateful to this cast because they were all in sync. They understood my films because I've made 8 of them now. So they look back on my older films and you know how when Woody Allen makes a movie, you kind of feel as if the actors are playing Woody Allen. They understand they're in a Woody Allen movie. Yeah. I think I've gotten to the place where my actors know they're in a Sean Baker movie. So they know to be chaotic. They know I love the expletives. They know I love the insanity, and they lean into that.
I know that right now. I think it's the movie that people know you the most because, you know, and it's been moving along. How was that approach when people watch the movie in Cannes and you won the Palme d'Or? How was that feedback? How was the more often feedback that you received from them from the audience watching the movie?
From the audience, people kept on coming up to me saying I was laughing a lot. I'm laughing. I'm like, okay, yeah, good. I wanted you to, but I think people were surprised. And I don't know why they were surprised because I've had humor in my other movies. I think I leaned a little more into it with this film. But I also think, in hindsight, they were surprised to see a film like this in main competition at Cannes. Because it's kind of rare that something that leans so much into overt comedy it plays in competition, let alone wins the Palme d'Or. So I think that's been the big thing. People are loving the humor of it, which is wonderful for me. I love it. And people also love my cast. That means everything to me. So, and my cinematography. I love what Drew did for this film. He made this film look exactly the way I wanted it to look, and people are recognizing him. So I'm glad that people are recognizing my cast and crew. That's the most important thing to me.
I think your casting crew it's impressive, and you did as always outstanding job creating this beautiful and weird fairy tale. And I had so much fun watching it.
Thank you.
Sean, thank you so much for your time. I'm a huge fan of your work. I'm Dominican, so you have fun way far from whatever you think the less you have people that admire your work.
Oh, that's very nice of you. Thank you.